If I had kids right now, I would be totally terrified to leave my kids in school right now. When you gotta worry about what the teachers are doing. So let's take a look at what these teachers are doing. Now this is two different cases. I'm gonna do one at a time. So this is Florida substitute teacher arrested, one for nudes and assaults. So he's been arrested for nudes and assault.
One accused of sending a nude picture to a student. The other allegedly threw a student up against the wall. So who's watching our kids when the teacher?
So on this one, now I'm gonna do two different cases, right? On this one, there's two cases. I didn't realize it was two different people on this one case. So I'm gonna do this case, and then and we're gonna go to a whole nother case. Now this is in Florida. Florida is wild too, yo. Florida is wild. So these are two different teachers in Florida.
Section ends, the whole message will disappear.
One accused of sending a nude picture to a student. The other allegedly threw a student up against the wall. So who's watching our kids when the teacher's away? Tonight, Fox 35 has team coverage of substitute scandals.
Tonight, both teachers are at risk of losing their jobs. Thanks for joining us. I'm Marlisa Goldsmith.
Good evening. I'm Luann Sorrell. We have live team coverage tonight. Fox.
Yeah, she look all right. The one with that yellow on, she all right though. She all right though.
Good evening. I'm Luann Sorrell. We have live team coverage tonight. Fox 35's Chancellor Wynn is looking into an inappropriate message one teacher allegedly sent on a popular social media site. But we start with Fox 35's Hannah McKenzie and the teacher who allegedly threw a child across a classroom. Hannah, how did this all start?
Well, Luann, according to an arrest affidavit, that child's mother at first declined to press criminal charges. She says her son has a history of disruptive behavior both in the classroom and at home, but she quickly changed her mind when she saw his bruising and scratches. We do have a mugshot showing Cassmore Shaw, the 71-year-old substitute teacher.
Yeah, look.
Is now charged with child abuse.
We know what happened here. look at this brother. We know what happened here. I can look at this nigga eyes. We know what happened here. Your child went to school and tried the wrong substitute teacher, and he kicked ass. He started beating ass, but unfortunately, his ass is gonna go to jail for child abuse. But we know what happened here. You know what I mean? Your child tried the wrong one. That's what happened here. Look at him. And he looked right at him with them eyes and said, "I'm about to kick your little ass, motherfucker." But unfortunately, you're gonna go to jail nowadays. Cause somebody like this back in the day, we probably still need teachers like this that's gonna kick your ass. You know what I mean? But unfortunately now you can't just beat somebody's kid up. But we know what happened here. I could look at him. That student came in there and tried that tough shit with him, and he kicked ass. That's what happened. But like I said, unfortunately, you can't do that nowadays no more. Cause soon as all that tough shit, all that gang shit, them little students come to school with, soon as you kick ass, they're gonna turn into a regular. Then they're gonna turn into a child. He hit me. But we know what happened here. They tried the wrong fucking teacher.
He is no longer employed by the Osceola County School District. Bruising and scratches. We do have a mugshot showing Cassmore Shaw. The 71-year-old substitute teacher is now.
I can see this teacher now saying, "You little motherfucker, sit your ass down, nigga."
charged with child abuse. He is no longer employed by the Osceola County School District. According to the St. Cloud Police Department, this all happened on April 29th at Neptune Elementary School. An elementary student there was taken to the nurse when another teacher noticed a bruise around his neck. Police and DCF were called after that student told them Shaw grabbed him by the shirt and the neck and threw him against the wall to go into timeout. Several other students did corroborate that story. According to reports, Shaw did admit to grabbing the child, though he said he did not mean to inflict any pain. Now he
said, "You little motherfucker, get your ass on timeout, nigga." I mean, then you going to jail nowadays.
was arrested today around 2 o'clock. As of tonight, he is still behind bars. Live in St. Cloud tonight, Hannah McKenzie, Fox 35 News.
Hannah, thank you. Our live team coverage continues now. That second substitute teacher is accused of sending a student a nude picture.
I'm kind of, then this motherfucker is going to Giselle. I'm sitting here thinking, like, if I had a kid, right? And my kid is, if I had a boy and I know my boy don't know how to act, you know this nigga's a little bad motherfucker, right? And he go to school and then he got this old male teacher, right? And like I said, I know this now. I know that this is illegal nowadays, right? But I'm just thinking now, if I got a boy, you know he bad as shit, and you know he don't listen at home, right? And then he go to school, and he got this old black man teacher. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I almost would let him kick his ass. You know what I mean? Straighten his ass out, like, kick his ass a little bit. Don't hurt him now, but I don't know if I would. I don't know if I would not be okay. And this is the thing. If you know your kid is bad, you know your boys. You know you got some badass boys, and you be like, "Yo, Mr. Such, Mr. Such and Such don't play that. He gonna beat your ass." Like, I don't know if that's good or bad. I really don't know if that's good or bad, because some of these kids may fucking need that. Because these niggas is going to jail. Shit, as soon as they get out of kindergarten, they on their way to jail. So it's like, do you need that? Leave a comment below. Do you think that bad male kids need that ass kicking in school? That might save their life. So leave a comment below. Do you think young men that are bad as shit at home, right? They don't listen and all that, do they need that teacher that's rough around the edges, that's going to kick ass when they go to school, they try them? Do they actually need that? Because these kids they're going to jail after they get out of the fucking second grade and shit. Like, you think about it, Tony, 15, that's like what? Let me see. Shit, 13, 12, that's like middle school. They on their way to jail when they get middle school. So it's like, if you a little kid, you might need your ass kicked. You know what I mean? But we know that that's against the law. But like I said, leave a comment below. Now, I can't see beating on the girls, but the boys, man, I don't know. Because the boys are the ones fucking pistol whipping everybody, going around shooting everybody and all that. So they may really need tough love early. So I don't know. I don't know if I would press charges. I don't know, depending on how old he is. And you know how bad this little motherfucker is too. Right? And that's the key. You know how bad your kid is. Listen, put the camera on me. Y'all know how bad your kid is. You know what I'm saying? Y'all out there, you know how bad your kid is. Right? I said put the camera on me, like the camera not gonna be on me everywhere. Zoom in, I should have said. But listen, you know your kid is bad as shit, right? Your little boys. Should you let the teacher whip his ass? Like, as long as you don't injure him or nothing like that, I don't know, bro. They may need that shit. They may need it. I don't know. That's a good question. Should you let teacher kick ass? Like, is it a permission slip to give a whooping? I give you permission to kick ass if he fuck up.
That second substitute teacher is accused of sending a student a nude picture on Instagram.
And
Oh,
police say
man.
he even admitted he knew the
Not the teacher doing news on Instagram. Now they need to burn him on a fucking barbecue. Now this was when listen, this is where I would myself and I would be in jail. I would be if I'm this parent, I'm gonna be in jail. You might as well get my cell ready.
And police say he even admitted he knew the victim's age and messages and still tried talking to her. Fox 35's Chancellor Wynn is live in Palm Bay tonight. Chancellor, why did he pick Instagram?
Why?
Well, Marlisa
Why is she
Luann
on
on
Instagram?
Instagram, there's actually a feature called Vanish Mode, which causes messages to disappear once you leave the chat. Now, police say a substitute teacher here at Palm Bay Magnet High School used Vanish Mode when messaging an underage student.
If someone was to message a child, they could potentially just vanish the chat.
Vanish Mode on Instagram is what police say. 27-year-old
Yo, they need to burn his balls.
Ajani McPherson used when he allegedly sent a nude photo of himself to an underage student at Palm Bay Magnet High School.
God, yo, I would be in jail, bro. God, I would be in jail. If this is my child, I would be in jail. That's all you need to know.
Where he had been working as a substitute teacher for less than a month.
Once the session ends, the whole message will disappear. Very similar to like a Signal and different messaging apps. And it's both a privacy and a security feature as well, just to make sure no one can go back and look at that chat.
An affidavit from a Palm Bay police officer states on May 8th.
I would go to the same jail. I would make sure I'm in the same jail he is somehow.
McPherson began messaging the student on Instagram, asking her if she had a boyfriend. When she told him no, McPherson allegedly replied, "Good, because I wouldn't allow that." Police state the student asked McPherson if he knew how old she was, to which he replied yes and told her he's 27. McPherson continued messaging with the student, allegedly sending a message stating he wants to tell her something, but she can't tell anyone. At that point, investigators say the student agreed to put the conversation on Vanish Mode. And that is when McPherson allegedly replied, "Good, because I wouldn't allow."
Go back because I had the screen.
And look at that chat.
An affidavit from a Palm Bay police officer states on May 8th, McPherson began messaging the student on Instagram, asking her if she had a boyfriend. When she told him no, McPherson allegedly replied, "Good, because I wouldn't allow that." Police state the student asked McPherson if he knew how old she was, to which he replied yes and told her he's 27. McPherson continued messaging with the student, allegedly sending a message stating he wants to tell her something, but she can't tell anyone. At that point, investigators say the student agreed to put the conversation on Vanish Mode. And that is when McPherson allegedly sent the student a fully nude photo of himself. Now you might be asking, what is Vanish Mode? Well, according to Instagram's website, Vanish Mode lets people send each other disappearing messages, photos, videos, and other content, which then disappears when Vanish Mode is turned off or someone leaves the chat. In Vanish Mode, you cannot copy, save, or forward messages, and if a screenshot is taken, the other user receives a notification.
Yo, barbecue that nigga dick. Pause.
Jason Thatcher is a tech expert and founder of the company Breacher.ai. He says features like Vanish Mode on Instagram can be concerning for parents trying to keep their kids safe online.
One thing I stress is that it's always okay to come to mom and dad and vocalize, like if you're ever in danger, have a concern or something weird, is this safe communication. It's like having that safe kind of communication path for your kids. It's really, really important in this day and age.
According to police, McPherson had admitted to sending a nude photo to the underage student on Instagram. And I do want to point out that the district has terminated McPherson's employment. But for now, reporting live.
Yo, I would
in Melbourne.
terminate.
Chancellor Wynn, Fox
I would
35
be in
News.
jail. I would terminate Mr. McPherson. Oh my God, I'll be in fucking jail, man. Oh my goodness. That's crazy, yo. I would tell her to pick a fucking cell, man. Fucking sicko. Sending nude pics, man. So you see what your teachers are doing. See what your teachers are doing. Now unfortunately, we got another teacher doing shit. Now, we had one kicking ass, one sending nude photos to students on Instagram. Now, what the fuck is this other nigga doing? Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm dead. They would have to throw me under. They would have to throw me under the jail. If I was that parent, so let me see what's going. Let me find this other one. Yeah, if I was that parent, Jack, they would have to. Let me find this other one. Oh my God. So hold on, let me put it back up. Damn. Can't even send your kid to school. Like the hell. So Metro Detroit teacher groomed, sexually assaulted student. Damn. Sicko.
Multiple charges. Fox News' Camille Amiri joining us live from Highland Park Justice Center there with the very latest. Camille.
Yeah, we just wrapped up a press conference at 4 o'clock here at the police department. We learned a lot about this case, absolutely horrific details. We're going to take a look at some video of the arraignment and the picture of Vincent Weaver, the 29-year-old teacher who allegedly sexually assaulted a 12-year-old student over a 4-month period of time. Happening at George Washington Carver Academy on school grounds, according to police. Happening, like I said, over a 4-month period. The initial tip came in. The victim initially reported it on May 15th. And then they were able to arrest him literally 24 hours later on the 16th. He had been suspended from school. The teacher had been suspended from teaching on May 2nd on an unrelated incident when police say that he had a sex toy fall out of his school bag. So keep in mind, he'd been suspended.
Yo, the nigga, this shit crazy. Yo, listen, I promise you I ain't watched this video before. The nigga had a sex toy coming out of his bag, yo. Yo, somebody killed one of these motherfuckers, yo. God damn, yo. Not literally, but god damn, yo. The motherfucker had a sex toy coming out of his book bag. This a teacher. And this was at school, yo. Yo, but let me rewind. This motherfucker look weird. Sometimes, yo, when it look like a duck, it is a fucking duck. Look at this motherfucker, yo. He look kind of weird, yo. Look at this dude. Look at the shirt he got on. This motherfucker look like a weirdo. You know what I mean? Yo, I don't even want. Look at this dude, yo. Do you really want like this type of person teaching your student, your kid? He look weird. This motherfucker look weird, like. And yo, the one thing that's scary about when you see these teachers, right? Why did they choose? Why, like when they catch these teachers? This is the question I ask myself, right? So when they catch these teachers, did they choose this profession just so they can sexually assault kids, or they can be close to the kids and do the little sick things that's on their mind. So I really ask myself, why do some of these people become teachers, right? Because it's the males, it really don't have no color on it. You know what I mean? Because usually, a lot of these cases is I mean, it's white people, it's black women, white women. Most of these, I'm surprised to see a set of black dudes doing this, right? Because mostly it's been like white women and black women. It's been white women, black women, white women. But those are most of the teachers naturally, right? It's going to be the white woman or black woman. Because I myself have did cases where black women messing with students, this black chick was messing with the boys. So it don't really have no color on it. But look at my man. Do I want you really teaching my boys? Do I really want this nigga teaching my boys or my girl? This nigga look weird from the jump. Like, if you look like a weirdo, I really don't want you near my kids.
Bond out, he's required to wear a GPS tether. He was given a bond today by one count. Today.
Second. Then the complaint came in May 15th. He had not been in the school since then, and then arrested on May 16th. Take a listen to the charges.
Today, the suspect, Vincent Weaver, was charged with criminal sexual conduct in the first degree. One count, 2 counts of criminal sexual conduct in the second degree, and misdemeanor indecent exposure. He was given a bond today by the 30th District Court of $250,000 cash or surety. And in the event that he is able to bond out, he's required to wear a GPS tether.
And interesting fact about this teacher, he's a dance teacher, and there was a performance on May 16th that he was a big part of, the police said, and he was told he could not come because, of course, he had been suspended.
And it's the dance teacher.
On May 2nd. But police say he dressed up like an elderly woman wearing a wig and glasses and a mask and heavy clothes to disguise himself just so he could go to that dance performance on May 16th. And that.
Yo, this nigga dressed up like Medea to go to the dance performance, yo. This motherfucker was sick. Yo, this motherfucker is sick.com.
Himself just so he could go to that dance performance on wig and glasses and a mask and heavy clothes.
This
is a big part of the police said.
Let's slow this shit down. Hold up.
And he was told he could not come because, of course, he had been suspended on May 2nd.
So he already got suspended for doing this, right? So he still tried to go to the recital, the dance recital. Oh my God, bro. Where's the parents?
That he was a big part of, the police said, and he was told he could not come because, of course, he had been suspended on May 2nd. But police say he dressed up like an elderly woman wearing a wig and glasses and a mask and heavy clothes to disguise himself just so he could go to that dance performance on May 16th. God. And that's when he was arrested. Of course, we're going to have a lot more on this story coming up at 6 and 10. But we do want to tell you that police believe there could be more victims. And if that is the case, they want them to come forward and call Highland Park Police. Reporting live in Highland Park, Camille Amiri, Fox 2 News.
Well, with what you just said, I'm sure a lot of people at home are wondering exactly what they just heard. Very odd. But with that being said, do police suspect that this was happening, these alleged acts at the school?
Yeah, I mean, what was one of the questions we did ask? They didn't want to talk about whether the student was a male or female. We did get the age out as 12 years old, as I reported, but saying that this happened on school. That
means it was a male.
Rounds. I don't know if it happened in between classes after school, but there was definitely a grooming process. This teacher, police say, was very well liked, very popular, very nice, very trusted. And of course, we do know from covering these stories that that's often how they gain the trust of these students because they are just everybody's friend and so well liked. And of course, you saw in that mugshot too, the flowery blouse. I believe that was part of his costume when he was dressed as an elderly woman to go to this dance performance. So
Oh my God, bro.
just a lot of layers to this one. Of course, the victim, how brave this victim is to come forward to tell his or her parents and then for them to report. And police are really hoping that if there are other people out there watching, that they do the same thing. Taryn, back to you.
Yes.
Yo, let me pull this nigga up on the screen. Put this nigga on the screen, man. Yo. So this nigga right here, you mean to tell me, hey, yo, you mean to tell me this nigga right here was sexually assaulting students, and then after they suspended him from school, he snuck into the dance recital dressed like Medea. This motherfucker, they need to throw him on the fire like ASAP. You know what I mean? Then now they're not saying if it was a boy or a girl. It don't really matter, right? But this nigga, man, dressing like Medea after they suspended you for sexual assault, pending case, you still go to the school to get around the students dressed like an old woman, basically dressing like Medea with that flower shirt on. They got your ass wearing the same flower blouse. That's what the lady said, a blouse. This nigga, man. Yeah, send that, yo. Get this soap. You going to jail like a motherfucker. Where my soap at? I gotta bring my soap over here. This nigga going to jail, man. Get the soap, my man. Get the soap, my man. You're going to jail. Get the soap, my man. You're going to jail. You about to be zestfully clean. They about to Irish Spring your ass. That's fucked up right there. But listen, this is a hoodactionnews.com. Lot of diabolical stuff going on. Like my man right here, I don't even want to put this nigga back on the screen, man. Dressing like Medea. hoodactionnews.com. This is your boy Post. Make sure you check out the merch in the description. It's your boy Post. I'm Izzo. Be safe out here. hoodactionnews.com.